Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into our modern obsession with cheating death. From Silicon Valley to these super exclusive clinics, we are pouring billions into extending our lives. But what if we're chasing the wrong goal entirely? Is a longer life really a better one?
Okay, let's just start with that big, provocative question right there. What if the whole point of life isn't to live as long as you possibly can? What if we've kind of misunderstood the assignment? We're about to look at a perspective that turns our modern ambitions completely on their head.
So first, let's just set the scene. Right now, there's this whole new world of medicine just bubbling up. I'm talking stem cell injections, therapies to literally purify your blood, and even treatments that use proteins from the blood of young people. And no, this isn't science fiction. It's real. And it is incredibly expensive, creating this huge divide between the wealthy who can afford it and, well, pretty much everyone else.
And this trend really forces us to ask a massive question, doesn't it? Is this all just the next logical step for medicine? Or is our desire to cheat death, to cheat aging, is it just going way too far? It's this fundamental clash between our tech ambitions and a much deeper, more philosophical view of what it even means to be human.
To find a really compelling answer to that, we've got to look beyond our usual way of thinking, beyond just progress and technology. So let's explore a spiritual perspective that offers a radically different definition of what a successful life actually looks like.
All right, so here's the first big idea. According to this worldview, what we're all living through right now isn't just another blip in history. Oh no, it's a massive cosmic turning point. We've apparently entered a whole new age, and it's called the post-celestial era. So what in the world is the post-celestial era? Well, in Korean, it's called Hucheonsiddae. And it's not just a fancy new name. It signals a fundamental shift in the very purpose of being human. The old rules of the game, which were all about growth and development, they just don't apply anymore. The new goal, it's about reaching completion, achieving spiritual maturity, and ultimately liberation.
Here's a really powerful way to picture that shift. Think of humanity's entire journey as this one huge project that's finally nearing its end. The previous era was all about that initial growth, laying the foundation, getting us about 70% of the way there. But now, in this new post-celestial era, we're in the final stretch. The focus has totally shifted to that last 30%, which is all about achieving completion.
So if we're in this new era of completion, what does the path forward actually look like? Well, a crucial idea here is that the journey is no longer the same for everybody. The long cycle of reincarnation is coming to an end, but, and this is key, not for everyone at the same time.
So according to this teaching, get this, humanity is now split into 3 distinct groups based on where they are in their spiritual journey. A full 30% of people alive today are in their final human life. They will not reincarnate again. Another 30%, they have 1 more lifetime to go. And the remaining 40% have 2 more lives ahead of them. This 4-3-3 split is presented as a fundamental cosmic law for the era we're in right now.
Okay, so if reincarnation is ending for a lot of people and the whole cosmic purpose has shifted, what's the point of being here? What are we supposed to be doing? This framework suggests it's something way bigger than just surviving for as long as we can.
This is the path to liberation, and it's laid out in 4 pretty clear steps. It all starts with just living a human life, embracing all the challenges, all the joy, all the learning. And through those experiences, you accumulate something called Naegong. You can think of it as spiritual energy or a deep wisdom that's forged in the fire of life. The whole point of gathering this energy is to achieve Heital, which means total liberation from the cycle of rebirth. And the final step? To return to the divine, rejoining the cosmic source as a pure spirit.
And that really brings us to the core message, which is just perfectly captured in this quote from the source material. The purpose is not to live long here. The purpose is to return to the divine state. I mean, that simple idea completely reframes our goals. It shifts the focus from preserving the physical body to completing the spiritual journey inside of it. So let's bring this whole thing back to where we started. Those super expensive anti-aging treatments and that deep desire for eternal youth. How does this spiritual framework help us look at all of that? Well, it's all about reframing envy and desire. The advice here is simple, but it is so powerful. Do not be envious. Your life is not theirs. Live your own life well. In this view, seeing other people chase after extreme life extension isn't a reason to be jealous. Their path is not your path. The focus should be entirely on living your own journey as righteously and as fully as you can. This table just lays out the contrast so clearly.
The modern view sees the goal as extending physical youth through technology, right? It fears aging and death, and it sees hardship as something you should avoid at all costs. But in the spiritual view, the goal is heital, spiritual liberation, which you get by accumulating negong. Hardship isn't some obstacle, it's a necessary tool for learning. And the biggest fear? It's not death, it's failing to complete your soul's purpose.
And yeah, that point about hardship is absolutely crucial. In this framework, nothing is random. A difficult life, a sudden loss, even an early death, these aren't seen as meaningless tragedies. Instead, they're viewed as profound learning opportunities, almost like cosmic study materials, designed to teach vital lessons to you and to everyone around you.
So what's the final takeaway from all this? It's that your life, right now, has a unique purpose that is completely distinct from everyone else's. The advice is to stop comparing, stop looking over your shoulder, and just focus on living your own life well. And maybe the most empowering part of this belief is this idea that if you are genuinely on your path and you need more time to complete your purpose, the universe will provide it.
So we'll leave you with one final pretty challenging question to think about. If you knew with absolute certainty that you were one of those 30% living their final lifetime right now, what would you change starting today?